Mr. DJ back tonight on the Sock Hop channel between 1955 through 1963. Let's go to Billboard's, well, top 100 sides. That's what it was called back in 1957. This is for the week ending October 26, 1957. And boy, we got some rock and roll on here. Well, we got Chances Are at number 5, Honeycomb by Jimmy Rogers at number 4, Silhouettes by the Rays at number 3, up from 14 the previous week. Wake Up Little Susie off the Cadence record label, Archie Blair's record label by the Everly Brothers at number 2, and Jailhouse Rock by the King Elvis at number 1 on this top 100 sides of Billboard. And gosh, Dog It Black Slacks by Joe Bennett at the Sparkle Tones. Yeah, that was great. Chick Treat Me Nice by Elvis is on here. Just Between You and Me by the Quartets, a lovely record by them. We got Ricky Nelson on here. And let me go down a little bit. Fraulein, 2 versions of My Pretty Fraulein. One by Bobby Hams at number 43, and Steve Lawrence, another version by him on this top 100. Teddy Bear by Elvis. Elvis was the king, baby. But let's go down to, I guess, song number 74, 73, and I can't give you the exact number because on these old billboards before 1958, before the summer of 58, when they went with the Hot 100, they assigned the same number to different songs. So I take it that this song, probably around number 72, 73, 74, My Shoes Keep Walking Back to You, Ray Price, king of the honky tonks back in the day. Now in the 60s, he developed this sound to where he had used more backup singers and he used more lush arrangements, more strings playing in the background, give it more of a what is now called a country-politan feel, or what was later called a country-politan feel. Make it sound maybe a little bit less country, maybe give it a fighting chance to make it into the pop charts. But in the 50s, honky tonk baby, all the way. Ray Price, he did the original version of Release Me. And I don't know the exact year, 1952, maybe a little bit later, which was covered by Engelbert Humperdinck. Made into a massive hit by Engelbert Humperdinck in 1967. Ray Price wanted to be a veterinarian. Well, he learned how to play guitar when he was very young, but he went to veterinarian school in Texas, and he got drafted. World War II. 1944, went to the Pacific Theater. He was in the Marines. And when he came back, he thought, well, I don't know if I want to be a veterinarian. Because in Texas, when you're a veterinarian, you got to work a lot. The backbone of it. You got to work a lot with large animals, cows, and horses. And Ray Price was kind of a small guy. He thought, well, maybe this will not be a fit. This veterinarian business is not going to work. I'm going to sing. I'm going to be a cowboy singer. Abilene, Texas, KRBC. He sang on a radio show called Hillbilly Circus in 1948. A year later, Big D Jamboree. He sang on that, a radio show from Dallas, Texas, back in 1949. He moved to Nashville. Now, according to a source, he lived with Hank Williams for a while, and when Hank Williams died, he managed. Ray Price managed his band, the Drifting Cowboy, or Drifting Cowboys, and later on, Ray Price formed a band of his own, and that band, Cherokee Cowboy, lots of famous people played in this band, or were members of this band at one time, including Johnny Paycheck, Willie Nelson, Roger Miller. He formed this band back in 1953. Ray Price. Some of his hit records, well, Crazy Arms is probably his best known one. That went to number 1 on country. And Don't Let the Stars Get in Your Eyes. That was in the early 50s, 1952, I think. That went to number 4 on country. And, of course, he did a version of Release Me. Heartaches by the Number, he did a version of that. Pop version by Guy Mitchell. Guy Mitchell did it in 1958, I think. Well, anyway, Ray Price. I think I covered all the basics on Ray Price that I wanted to cover. Anything else on Ray Price? For the Good Times. Best known, his massive crossover record. He had tons of country hits. But that one big crossover for the Good Times, that was in 1970. I guess that's it. Dead gummit, I'm done. I ran out of things to talk about Ray Price. Worked with Lefty for Sale for a while back in the late 40s. And okay, folks. Well, let's go to Billboard's Top 100 Sides 1957. It is My Shoes Keep Walking Back to You. Went to #1 on country, but only got as high as number 63 on Billboard's Hot 100. And I just remembered. This. Listen to this. The beginning of this song. Just listen to it. Very similar. That opening violin or whatever instrument he's playing. I think it's a violin or well. Anyway, the opening of this song sounds a lot like the opening of Fraulein by Bobby Hams. Check it out. Very similar. Ray Price back in 1957.